What's up, people? How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? I hope everyone's good. So just to start things off, guys, I want to say that Keep It Simple +1 is now out. So if you haven't already watched that, head over to the Pip Surfing Society YouTube home and give that a little watch. It's also linked directly to the rest of the Keep It Simple series, so if you haven't watched that, do the same thing. So today, we are following the bias we gave out yesterday from GJ. We're following the bias we also gave out for UJ. We're targeting our highs here. We're targeting our highs. We want pricing to go higher. Right now, it's in a perfect place. GU, still looking at that short there. We had a very small counter move. We just traded it at 1-to-1. Because ultimately, you're going to get a 1-to-1 most of the time, right? So a little 1-to-1, well, it's 1.2. A little 1-to-1 from the counter move. We're still looking at the liquid highs to be met. So until we actually meet those, we're just going to let price run. Let it do its thing. Where was the... UCF? Yeah, we actually had, I believe, on UCF couple lows that we already marked, but we didn't actually have anything happen, right? So same thing, we're just waiting for that bias to come into play and then we can trade with that bias. So I wanted to ask your guys' opinion. I wanted to ask you guys a question. And it's quite important, actually. Let's see what you guys think. The question I want to ask you guys is, should I stream in the mobile ratio, if you were? I've been seeing a lot of gaming streamers and different types of streamers streaming in that kind of format, and it seems to be very popular. But I think because most of the world has a mobile phone, so it's just much easier to watch in that format. You know, scrolling shorts and scrolling reels is the new kind of thing. So what do you guys think of that? I'm not 100% how you'd go around doing it, but I know you can do it. Yeah, like I say, I don't know 100% how you do it, but you definitely can do it. I'm just gonna see. I mean, I don't know. We've gone to stream settings here. Again, I can't see personally how you would begin to do it. I'm not too sure, but we'll figure it out. But yeah, what do you guys think? Should I stream it in the mobile format? Should it be done or should it not? That is the question I put to you. I'm just going to fill my coffee cup up, guys. I'll be right back. What's up, guys? I'm back. How we doing? So as I said before I left, should I stream in the mobile format? I think we're gonna get a TikTok account going. Need to get it to 1,000 followers, and then we'll stream on TikTok as well. How's everyone doing though? Is everyone good? You guys hear me all right? Let me see. STM 1 2. Yeah. Yes. Excuse me. Okie dokie. Alright, so today we have, I believe, a couple of high impact points in the news. Only a couple. They've already been. So all of the price action from now is good for pretty consistent movements. So we're just waiting for price action itself to level out a little bit. We are in on, we were in on this long position here. I'm not in it now, so just waiting for price action to deliver. I'd love for it to deliver up to the high. It looks like it's going to come back down on us, to be honest, but we'll see. We just got to let it do its thing. So who can tell me why we would be interested in going long here when the market's actually bearish? Now, I know that some of you know the answer to this, so I would love to know. Remember, if you don't know, it's fine. It's always worth having a little go. Have a little guess. Have a little guess, have a little go. Worst case is you get it wrong and I tell you what the answer is anyway. So we secured a nice little 1-to-1 on that. We were setting an order there initially for pricing to go higher up into these highs. We could then sell it. We took the 1-to-1 just to get in and out. Again, if we get a push here, brilliant. That would line up with our bias. So where are we? Second. Is that GBP USD? Yes, it is. Which we are bearish on. Like I said, we're bearish on this pair. But there is a reason why we're looking to go long here, and it will give us what we're looking for. So it will be, again, you have a plethora of highs, but you don't actually need to worry about any of these. You could literally delete these and have just one. And if it reacts, there, sweet. If it doesn't, then just keep expecting it to go through to the next high. But like I said before, there's a reason for this. CISD. What is CISD, my friend? But yeah, it's GU. And we took the 1-to-1 initially here. But it's more of a 1-to-2. Like that. But we still have potential to bring us up to those heights. So we'd be looking at something along the lines of this. Yeah, and then we'd sell from here down through to the low. So guys, we actually hit 500 plus followers on TradingView. So that's an achievement I'm personally pretty proud of. I think 500 followers on TradingView is pretty good. If you're not already following me, then come and bump me up another few figures. That would be amazing. And again, some people may look at it and think that's not really an achievement. Some people have huge followings on social media and they have people that follow them constantly, so they can just say, hey, go and follow this, and they immediately get, you know, a lot of followers. Whereas 500 followers, except for my personal Instagram, is the most followers I have, except for this YouTube channel where we have 2,500. Oh, not 2,500, nearly 3,000. What do you guys think on the mobile format? The mobile format, so trading on YouTube on the mobile format. So when you watch it, it will be like a vertical upright video. What do you guys think? And does anybody have the answer to the question I asked earlier? Remember, this trade is exactly the same trade we gave you out yesterday. We said that during this push, we swept out at the low. The area was given. The area was not tagged in. Price comes back and reacts beautifully off of it. Our targets are the highs. Here and here. We swept out the Asia low at the point of tapping into here. We're now looking for Asia high, hourly high, long-term high, daily high. Okay, so it's pretty clean. Pretty clean. So, again, GU has a reason. So let's go and look at some other pairs here. Let's go and look at like, what should we look at? EuroCAD. Already have this down? No, EuroCAD, that's cool. No drawings to remove, that's awesome. So let's go to the weekly. What we seeing on the weekly? Well, on the weekly, we had a bearish gap. So every time that we see a bullish to bearish gap form after that space, so we can literally mark off here after that, anything this side of it, we will have the bearish bias for. Okay, so every time we switch from bullish to bearish, so we see the money in, or in this case, money out, money in, we know that the area that the money comes back in is where price is most likely going to react from. Yeah. Again, beautiful. Price pushes down. So nice. Again, same thing here. We have money in, money out, sorry. Money in. In this case, on a longer term format, that doesn't give us the reaction we're looking for. This area though, after the money out, money in, is playing back into that higher time frame bias. Remember, you can learn all of these principles and concepts to add on top of that with the Keep It Simple series, which you can find in the playlist down below and in the Pip Surfing Society homepage. So when it comes to this move here, we know we are daily bearish, weekly bearish. We can come down to the hourly and look at points on the hourly time frame that give us relevance, right? They give us relevance. So even here, let's go back a little bit just to see what's going on. We know that we're bearish. We want to see bearish price action. We're going to look for those points of high liquid on the hourly time frame, and we have one right here. Price comes up and takes it out. When we come down to the 15-minute time frame, look at what we've done now. We've seen money out, money in. So we know from this point, probability tells us that we are going to sell from here. So we can then in turn place our order around this point. Stop loss either above the candle that causes that move or above the liquid high that creates it. I prefer using the liquid high, just gives you a little bit more probability. And you aim for the 4-hour low. So in this case, it gives you a 1 to 6. Now, does it trigger into this? That's the question. Doesn't look like it. Go back to the 4-hour here. It may trigger in. We'll see. Nothing yet on the 4-hour. Okay. Doesn't look like it wants to. So it doesn't trigger in. That's fine. Go back to the 4-hour and we'll start tracking some of these highs along here. So we have this high, which was taken out. Go back to the 15 here. Okay, it's not been taken out yet. Okay, that gets taken out. Do we tap into this order? I don't believe we do. No, so again, we'd be cancelling that order now. We'd be looking at the new high that's been taken. We can see money out from this. We're looking for money in right now. Oh, still nothing. Still nothing. So it's still on the money out sequence. Okay, we took the high. So this would be triggered in if you left your order. I wouldn't be leaving it there because it's too long of a period. Okay, we get a money out scenario. So we'd look for this as the area that price is going to run lower from. We put your stop above the high to see if price action is going to actually play lower from there. It actually taps in beautifully. So the order would look like this and like this. So remember, if you left that running, you'd be tapped into that. I wouldn't have left it running personally, especially with a new trade being given. And what we'll do is we'll follow this through and lead it into the next setup that could appear. Remember guys, if you do enjoy this stream or you're getting any value from this at all, then the thing to do that you could do to help me is to hit that like button. Also share it with any of your friends that you know will enjoy this. Okay, so we're just going to go back to the 15-minute. We're going to let this run. See if we can get that. Come down to the low. Okay, stops to break even at that point. And we're running. So we'll go back to the 4-hour now. The only high liquid point we have is right here, which is above the previous high that we liquidated internal structure with. Now we're looking for this low to be ran. Going on, Andre? Hope you're good. We're looking for this low to be ran, and we're looking for price to continue bearish. So we just play this forwards now. Stop it and see if there's anything on the 4 hour. Okay, nothing on the 4. We're just going to stay on the 4 hour. Okay, cool. So we ran it beautifully. Price action ran straight down to our target low. That's a 1 to 9 or a 1 to, well, yeah, 1 to 9 exactly. So that's clean, really clean. And then we'll go back to the 4 hour. We took out the low, right? So we can mark this up as a liquid low being taken. We can now reference the same thing. This is a high. This is both points of liquidity. Okay, and there's another point of liquidity here. So notice how we're doing the same thing. We're expanding rapidly through the lows. And we haven't pulled back yet. So until we actually pull back, it doesn't serve a huge amount of purpose for us at the moment. So let's just see what pricing wants to do when it gets back up towards these points. So what we'll do is we'll set an alert on that. Okay, so let's just go onto the daily time frame here. Right down to the 15. No reaction off of that. Price action went bearish, 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 and continued to go bearish. How are you doing, Andre? I hope you're well. Great spot on British pound to the Japanese yen, by the way, my friend. Okay, so that's one of our pairs marked up. Let's go Euro N. We've already got this marked up, so same thing. We could bring this back down here. Pretty clear what we want the price to do. Okay, Euro GBP. Is this the wrong? I believe this is the wrong pair. Let's go back to here. Euro GBP is already marked up. Yes, it is. So we'll look for pricing to sell off from these lows based off of the fact that we have a daily gap down. We are weekly bearish. So everything is telling us that this should be going down right now. So when we pull back like this, we're just looking for that next point. Took a good entry on GJ. We'll put it in the Discord. All right, brother. No problem at all. I'm going to put an alert on this, not an alert. Copy that image. Got in on a higher entry. Okay, cool, nice, nice. Well, I don't know if you noticed, Andre, but the 15 minute, if you track the 15 minute on GJ, it's actually that one right there. The last 15 minute low. One that liquidated this low over here. Gave you that, and if you just left that order in, it comes back and tags in beautifully. If you left that order in, that is, obviously. I actually had a call with a friend's relative yesterday, in terms of them learning about just how to trade and the side of trading that they actually want to learn. You know, that they can preset their orders and you don't have to be sitting on the screen scalping every 30 seconds. So I showed them this as an example, and I said, if we come back to this point, there's still potential for it to react. And it, in this case, has reacted. So really, really useful forward execution example, if you were. So we'll just see, what happens with this. So the same thing with GU here, right? GU, we explained earlier that we took this for a short 1-to-1. Yeah? A long, 1-to-1. But it was a short time frame. Andre, I can guarantee that you will know the answer to this. Why would we be interested in possibly counter trading GU in this scenario? Well, why did we counter trade it in this scenario? I did ask the question earlier when we had around 10 people in here, but nobody answered the question. I know Andre will have a go even if he doesn't know the answer, but I'm pretty sure he does. So, looking for Euro N here, pushing up. Looking for Euro GBP as well, pushing up. So I just need to go on to what is this? Right. Weird. Look at this. Money in, money out on the 15. Yes, but what gives that money in, money out on the 15 relevance? One, 2, 8, round number possible bounce area. That is one of the factors. But it is not the factor. Think about the keep it simple +1. One of the elements, or the main element we talk about in that video. The main element. Yeah, it's really easy. It's not a hard one. I don't want to show too much because it will give it away too much. I mean, I'll give you a clue. That's your point of relevance. The point of relevance is always, where does this sit? Where does this bubble of cash sit? And they either sit at lows or they sit at highs, right? Dependent on direction of price action. Now, this is a counter trend. I keep saying this was a counter trend. TJ is still looking quite strong at the moment. UChef as well. UJ's literally running for the highs as well. Running crazy high. dokie. Guys, if you could all do me a massive favour of going and liking, or not liking, sorry. We've just released a reel, a short reel. If you want to have a look at that, great. But I'm going to post in the chat in a couple of seconds the link to my TikTok account. Now, I know some of you don't use TikTok and so on, but we're trying to get to 1,000 followers on TikTok so we can go live on TikTok. I would love for you to help me get to that point. At the moment, we're only on 16 followers, so we have quite a bit of a way to go. But I know you guys can help me do it. You know, we've got to 500 followers on TradingView. We're nearly at 3K on YouTube. I'm sure we can get to 1,000 on TikTok, right? Would be light work. Okay, so we're gonna go back to my account right here. Okay, here we go. That's my TikToker. That's my TikToker. That's my TikTok account right there. Bum ba dum ba bum bum ba dum. My friend who's a musician, he also sent me a very subtle piece of music earlier that he said maybe you could use this in your live streams. And we're gonna test it out as a little bit of background music. It's very subtle, you know, it's not crazy in your face. Just so it isn't 100% silent when I do stop talking for a couple of minutes. Do 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 do. Couple of things I want to see happen this afternoon. One of them being GJ meet this high. I want to see it meet this high. If it doesn't meet this high, then I would say this trade idea itself is probably a little bit stagnant. We might be coming back down for more liquid. The other point is with, what was it? Gold, I believe. Gold. I think we're going to have to see a pullback again for this. We've just taken a major point of liquid. We go back to the 15-minute here. I don't know if we've got any. Yes, we actually had a very similar scenario that we had on EU. Now this was 10 AM, so it was actually pretty reasonable time. Yeah, goal is to get to 1,000 followers on TikTok. If we can get to 1,000 followers on TikTok, that'd be amazing. Right, so we haven't run the high yet, but we're looking to run the high. See if we can get that high done. Okay. So we want to go to Just sending an email, guys. Bear with me. Yeah. Awesome. Right. At the moment, we are just seeing this playing around in the area that we spoke about. Again, we were already in and out of this. We didn't want to take it too far. You know, we're not expecting it to run back. Like I always say, we're not expecting price to come back to these areas because this is a counter-directional move to get back up to these points. We want to see selling if we reach them, but the probability is that we're going to just keep taking lows. Keep taking lows, keep taking lows, keep taking lows. Every time we have a low in place, it becomes the new target. So don't expect price just to change its mind and start looking at other points to target. It's always going to hit you where you expect it to go, which is trending direction, right? So whenever you have these points, so like Euro, see how it's pushing up, and someone may have said, oh, we can buy from this low. Cool, but we expect it to go bearish, so why would we try and go against what is already established in the market? If we come up to these points, look to sell. If we come up to this point, look to sell. We come up to this point, look to sell. If we don't have a sell here, or a sell here, or a sell here, then we're not going to take it, right? So this remains the target until our bias changes. How is everyone's week so far? Hopefully good. So we've got a few news events tomorrow. Keep that in mind. Gold storing high above this. Storing liquid above this high, and then of course the external high. So remember, one of the things that people really get confused are the point of, I don't even need to do this, but the point of this, right? Which is when you have, or should I do it black actually? Would it be nicer for you guys, right? Let's change the color. How do we change the color? Oh, here we go. Change to light gray. So when we have liquidity in the market, it doesn't matter where this is. It doesn't matter if this is situated at a high or at a low, right? It doesn't matter where it is. All that matters is that we define what our bias is, and our bias is either going to be down or it's going to be up. Whether we're following the down bias or the up bias is going to tell us what these points mean. So if we class this liquidity as X and this liquidity as X, there's always going to be two X's on the screen, but it's all about the relevance of what do they mean. Now, in an upwards trend, the liquid at the highs is always going to be your target. We know this, right? And then if you're in a downwards trend, the liquid at your lows is always going to be your target. So don't worry about what this means, so what that actually means in terms of structure and the relevance within the market. Just know that this is either going to be targeted and taken out, or it's going to remain and we can use it as a point of safety. Okay? It's not about how much do we understand about this liquid. It's about what do we know in terms of the point that that money came in and the point this money came in. Okay, well, price is either going to go take this or it's going to go take this. That's it. There's two directions in the market and we need to follow one of them. That's all we need to do for any given day. We need to follow one. Oh, I realized something as well. I changed the stream settings for you guys and then I've put them back. So let's go back to here and we'll call it soft eyes because it's for the soft eyes, right? Or did we didn't we change this to like a tea stain color? I thought we did. Yeah, we changed it to like this, didn't we? No, no, God. Oh, God, no. Sorry, guys. Wasn't it like... Wasn't it like that? Something like that? Save as... Soft eyes. You guys have soft eyes. It was like that, right? Something like that. I think it might have been slightly different. If we can find the actual coloration of it. I think it was more along the lines of that, actually. There you go. Soft eyes for your soft eyes. So GJ playing around a little bit here, not really giving us the move that we want to see. We want to see pricing come up above the level that's... Oh, we need to change this. Above the level here. That's the Asia high as well. We want to see it come above and then maintain a solid trajectory. If it doesn't meet this high and it comes back down, it's probably going to run this low and then that ultimately is going to change the current target. Because the current target is at the pre-established high, which is here. Right, so if we run down and we take out the low, we're then going to have this as a target and the liquid across here as a target. Whereas at the moment, we only have this high as a target. We can target this liquid, yes, but it doesn't have anything huge behind it compared to some of the other points. So let's go over, look, I think GU's falling down. Yes, so GU falling down here. So again, good example of why a counter trend trade should only be short-lived. You're only going to get in, get out. Whether you go 1 to 1, 1 to 2, 1 to 3, it's up to you. But it should always be short-lived. Our bearish bias remains. So Euro, was it Euro A that we ran the high? Was it Euro N? Euro N. Okay, so we've run this high now in Euro N. So because we've run this high, we know price has come up for that liquid and it's taken it, right? So how it reacts now is going to give us a good idea what's going to happen next. We want to see little space delivered, then we know that there's orders sitting here or that have already been executed around that point that we can then follow in the direction of seeking new points of liquid, which are going to be the trending directional movements, rather than price going against the bias that we have in place. Same thing goes for Euro. Euro coming up to this high, that's a huge move away from there. See if it wants to sell from this point. Euro NCD as well. Pretty simple. As the title of the series is very obviously stating, keep it simple. That's the way that you should be doing it. Keeping it simple. Following a simple principle. Having a simple biasing system in place that you can easily replicate day after day after day after day after day. Like you'll scroll through TikTok lives and YouTube lives, and some people literally say that they don't even have a strategy. They just trade the market, and it's like that's the kind of bullshit that's going to take you on the wrong path. We've got 130 likes, 130 comments. What am I talking about? We've got 130 views. Jesus Christ. We've got 130 views on the latest video, which is the +1. Keep it simple +1. So if you aren't already up to speed with the Keep It Simple series, head over to that right now and check it out. Yeah. Cool. So pushing up really nicely there. Just going to let that do its thing. Let's just pull this in here. We can actually get rid of this alert. Wind that all the way into here. Okay, and we're just waiting for price action to give us a nice move to the downside if it wants to deliver that. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. GJ selling off heavily here, and this is what I was saying earlier. We need to see a continual push to the upside. Having this big old shift back down into the bearish movement is not ideal for us, because if you look at what we have currently, we'll go to the weekly. So weekly, you can see we have a bullish gap. Daily, we have a bullish gap. 4 hour, we established a bullish gap. So we want to see that bullish momentum coming back in. On the hourly, we had bearish delivery, and then we've not had any bullish delivery yet. So that means that price action is seeking liquid again. And this is what I said earlier. If we don't have that push up to this high, we're seeking liquid, which means it's probably going to be one of these points, or this newly established low, which will bring us down into these points anyway. So when I say things during stream, I'm not just saying random stuff. It has context behind the analysis and understanding of what a price action movement should be. So please don't take it for granted when I'm explaining stuff. Definitely worth following up. Euro NZD as well. We're still sitting at the high currently. Right, I'll be right back, guys. Let's see what's going on. Ooh, pretty clean rejection away from that high. This is what we like to see. We like to see short-term liquid be swept out. If I can even draw. Short-term sweep out. And then on most likely on like the 1 minute, you'll see a clean conversion of liquid. Right there. So you see the bullish area of orders coming back in. So you've seen a clear money out to money in scenario. And this now should deliver up to the high. That tells us that it only needed to take short-term liquidity, and price action should recover back into the higher time frame probability move that we'd expect. Of course, that doesn't have to happen. That doesn't mean that you should trade off of this. You should only be trading off of this area, for example, if you're using time frames that equate to you knowing this should be an area to trade from. It's not price action giving you the same entry model in every single time frame, because that's simply not true. It's always going to be relevant to whatever your time frames are. And for us, we're using the 15-minute as a point of entry, not as a point of liquidity. Okay, so we're still looking for that move higher. You see that there is liquidity across here. So in the principle here that we were just talking about, if you have an area like so, and price action just blows straight through that and doesn't react bullish, then again you can use that as a confluence point as saying, well, okay, actually the higher time frame idea might not be in play just yet. I'm back. So yeah, exactly what I was saying here. Let's go back to the 1 minute. You can see pricing is not going bullish from here. So on the time frame that we were looking at in this case, if you were taking an entry given by your rule set, then that entry would not have worked, right? But what I was saying is statistically, you have to follow the procedure. And for us, the time frame we're looking at right now is not the 15-minute. We're looking at the 15-minute for the entry that's already been given, but we should be seeing price push higher after this grab here of liquid. Right here. And if it doesn't, then the chances are price action will come down to the original entry point to seek liquidity that's been sitting there since before our entry was given. So it's the same with like Euro here. We've ran this high now, so we make a space down. Probability is we're going to continue doing that. Same with Euro N. We make a space down now. It doesn't look like we have. Look at the way we came up to this, took it out, and since we literally tapped into that area, price has traveled back onto its original pricing. So we're seeing that downwards movement come in already. Now that doesn't mean it's going to sell down to these lows. That doesn't mean that. But it could be a preliminary reaction of more buy-side moves coming back in. And we will know what will happen because there'll be no gap and price will just go bullish. Or we'll make a space and that tells us the price could be looking to continue selling from said point. And remember, like I said before, you can watch this and understand it by just simply following the Keep It Simple series, or you can be confused and watch this and think, what is this guy talking about? And just continue watching the live streams. But go and watch the content. It's completely free. It's there. So make the most of it. Alright, so we're still sitting in the same place right now. Price action's just running down into the liquid that we have stored across these lows. We're still biased long on this. We're still expecting price to go higher. Still looking for those sell-off moves from Euro N and Euro GBP. Euro USD still is Euro USD is actually storing quite a lot of liquid across the highs. Now it doesn't mean that it's gonna come back through them, but it means there could be a spike up that's gonna clear out some of that liquid before we start going down. We're gonna move this down here. What's the time? 5 to 3. Let's go and have a look at GCAD. See what this is doing. Our daily bias for this is sell. Bullish there. So if we stay above this level, that's your daily gap. We can set alerts on daily gaps because then we know. There, gap closed. Alright, so if we come back up and hit that today, if that alert triggers today, is there a way to actually set an expiry on that? Expiration, yeah. We want to set that for 11 p.m. Right? So 12th of, oh no, we don't want December, we want 12th of 12th of November, there we go. Cool. So we know that this is going to expire if we don't tap it today. We don't have to worry about it going off in a week and wondering what it is. GU is just like the easiest thing right now. Sell, 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 sell. So coming back to GJ, we are seeing price push up a little bit. We've got 4 minutes nearly for this to close a gap here. If we close this gap, then we're staying on the money in side of the market, which is good because we want to see money in. If we produce a money out move, then we know that this high is the next target, or should be the next target, and we'll have to look down to a previous point for the collection of the liquidity to draw price up to that high. Remember the previous markup that we gave way back was basing it off of higher time frame areas. This is in turn a lower time frame area. So if this doesn't come up to the high and run through this point of liquid with clear momentum to take us up to that first point, then it's going to be here and here that we'll expect price to run down to. Remember guys, if you want to help us out at all, then hit that like button, and of course you can subscribe, share with anyone that you may think will enjoy this, and yeah, we appreciate all the love. If you haven't watched the Keep It Simple series, you can do that. Remember, if you've got Instagram, tag us in your Instagram posts. We will feature you on our story. Also, if you take some trades, using this system, post them in the Discord, and we also do a feature on LinkedIn where I have again over 500 connections, so you'll be seen by many different people in many different professions. And if you enjoy our content, you enjoy the community, you like Pip Surfing Society, you can always go over to our Trustpilot and leave us. So we are opening up one-to-one mentoring again. We're opening up spaces for one-to-one mentoring. So we're going to be taking some mentorship students on very soon. Store for mentorship is back open. So if you do want one-to-one mentoring, the store is open once again. Now have a lot more time free. We can go back to actually teaching and giving you guys that one-to-one mentoring experience. So remember, it's okay having the understanding of a concept and understanding a principle, but what mentoring really does is it gives you a fully comprehensive understanding of all of the elements in price, not just the ones that you see when it comes to an entry. Those spaces are limited, so if you are looking to be mentored, then you can do that, of course, with the link. Oh, that's completely fine. Alright guys, we're going to be heading over to the Discord very soon. Let's see. Okay, rejection. So at 10 past, so in 9 minutes time, we're going to be heading over to the Discord. Remember, the link for the Discord is down below, so you can follow it. Join the Discord, it's completely free. What's going on, Alex? Hope you're good, my brother. Hope all is well. In the America. So we're still looking for this gap here on UON. Now, the only problem we have is the deeper this pushes without giving us that space, the higher the stop will be and the lower the entry, ultimately reducing the risk reward down the further it goes. And unless our risk reward is adequate, we really are going to sit out a lot of the time from these trades. Now, again, it doesn't mean you have to. You can take a 1-to-1 if you want to take a 1-to-1. Or you can take a 1-to-2 or 1-to-3. Completely fine to do that. But the higher, the better. Remember, the thing that we're always doing is we're using a consistent implementation, which is the stop loss goes above the point of institutional liquidity re-entering the market. So even if your stop is mega tight and your entry's here, it still holds the same probability as not being hit if your entry is here or here or here, because price can come back up into this area and sell, or it can just go against you. Whether it's a 1-to-1 entry or a 1-to-12 entry, the probability always remains the same. That's why you have to be systematic with the way you enter. You can't just enter because you feel like it. You have to enter because you're using a systematic rule set and understanding, which gives you the probability you can lean on. Without that, you're just clicking buy or sell and hoping for the best. That's why, again, we never got the question answered for this. But the reason for it is because this is a daily low to the left, right? So we know there's a fair amount of liquidity here. So when we see that conversion, buy to sell, we know that the probability is we will see a reaction from here. That's why we took the 1-to-1 and we got out. We could have said, oh, we're going to put it to here and then we're going to sell from this high. We know that this is not as probable. Why? Because our bias is for price to sell, and we are looking for a counter move if that is what we intend to do. We should always look for the trend move because it's more probable. And this is another thing that people really need to get out of their psychology. When you see price doing this, okay, so you see price going right, just draw a line from the highest point to the lowest point. If that line is on a downward slope, you should be looking to sell. It's as simple as that. Don't anticipate a market that's going like this to go up. Don't do it. If it does go up, so price is going down, if it does go up, use that as a better pricing to sell from. Reference liquid to the left-hand side and sell it into the newly formed low. Rather than following what everybody else does and going against the major order flow. How many people would have got into this position here and held that trying to go to the high instead of just getting in and out? I would say most people, right? Because they want to see that big profit. When in reality, we need to follow the bias of price action actually going lower. So as I stated earlier, guys, we've just hit 500 followers on TradingView, or 505 actually. So a massive shout out to everyone that's dropped me a follow lately. I really appreciate it. It really is, for me, an achievement. And someone's just followed me now, so I appreciate that. So it really is an achievement, and I'm very proud of that achievement. I think reaching 500 on TradingView is a relatively hard task because it's one of those platforms where unless you are a support and resistance trader, you go pretty much under the radar in terms of being noticed on that platform. I think I've had 2 posts that maybe have been put on the discovery page and they got quite a few likes, but that's it. So GJ here pushing down still. That's completely fine because we're looking to go long even if it pushes down from here. Appreciate it, Andre. I mean, I think I've been on the platform for 4 years. And you can see as well, when you look at the profile, when you look at my profile, right, you can see the evolution of where I've come from to where I am now. So we go back like 18 pages. Okay, look, this is where I was December 2021. So you can see we were looking to sell. So we're looking at a similar kind of system here. I don't know if that's going to work. No, it won't load. But you can see the similar relevance here. We're following the higher time frame order flow. High to low. High. We're looking for that continuation down to the low, right? It's pretty similar. The only difference is this is just when I was still trying to find what worked best for me. It's like here, you can see we're working with smaller time frames, larger time frames. We're working with a bit of everything here. Stop loss to BE, 25% taken. Buy order never hit. Now invalid to buys. So we changed. You know, we got a few different things going. And when you come to where we are now, you can see it's a lot cleaner, a lot more concise. And the beautiful thing is as well, when you look at like this, for example, I give a short bias on gold, Right, the first time I've given a short bias in months, and it sells away. Again, I'm not saying it does that every time, but what I'm saying is when you have a consistent thing that you can just replicate over and over and over and over again, it becomes by probability more likely to end up playing out for you. So Euro GBP still going higher from here. That's fine. We got this high right here. We just had, I believe we just had some news that came in. Wasn't scheduled news. Might be wrong. Yes, I am incorrect. That's fine. Let's see. Well, see this as well. If you'd have left that in, you'd be tagged into that, but didn't leave it in. So these are targets up here. Actually, I believe this is the daily gap, right? Yes, so our bias now has actually changed. Our bias has actually changed, so we can look at this as a point to possibly sell from. Now what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to delete that. I'm going to transfer this across to here. Make it into a liquid high, and we know if this high gets hit. We've also hit this. Here's a 4-hour high, so if there is a 15-minute shift here, which there well could be, there is most likely going to be a sell move given. So no shift just yet. Just see what it decides to do here. So remember guys, if you do have a TikTok account, a few messages up, you can see my TikTok account link. You could drop me a follow, that'd be amazing. I'm trying to get to 1,000 followers so we can go live. Also, does anybody have any good websites for getting stickers created? If you do, let me know because I would love to have a look. Looking to get some stickers. Stickers decorated? Stickers created. Not sure about the stickers. That's all good. It don't matter if you guys don't know. It's just a case of if anyone's got any like actual experience with a company, we're looking to get. I mean, we got our business cards done the other day, and we weren't massively keen on the way that they sort of came out. So we don't necessarily want to use the same company. So GJ still pushing down here. That's fine. We're not too bothered unless it comes past the point of the previous low. We're not too worried about it. Remember, just because you have a bias of down doesn't mean price is going to do this, or just because you have a bias of up. Let's say we have a target here and our bias is up and we entered like here. Price literally can do something like this. It can just go up and then go woo, do, 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 and then tap it, right? Doesn't matter how it gets there, it's about if it gets there. So you can't allow what you see in price for you to go, ooh, don't know if I like the look of this. You have to have a systematic way of entering, because how a price looks on one day will change and be different to how it looks on another day. So if the variation in price is going to be the difference between you getting in and out of an entry, that's where trading robots outperform humans every time, because they have no care for what price looks like or what it makes them feel like. They just literally trade what they're told to trade, which is there a price action movement that says X? Yes. Does it then give you this? Yes. Fine. Then you can stay in that trade and leave that trade open and running. Whereas the human counterpart is trading based off of how they feel. So that's when it ends up not working. Right. So what's everyone looking at? What's everyone doing? What's everyone seeing right now? Okay, the time is 18 minutes past. So we are heading into the Discord. Selling gold right now, mate. Is ya? Well, you can show me that on live in a second. We're going to hop into the Discord right now. I appreciate everyone for joining in this session. Really appreciate it. And I will see everybody in the Discord. Thank you so much for another amazing live stream, guys. Remember, if you haven't already, hit that like, hit that follow button, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace and love.